So here we come in. What we really want to do is emphasize the eye protection over here. So we have extra eye protection. If you're doing a grinder that's making a lot of noise, or someone else is making a lot of noise, we have ear protection in the front. And we really inspire and encourage for people to wear respirators because, yeah, it's really important to stay protected. Okay, so this is the Kratex section, this whole row, rough, going down to the higher grits. And for this one, here's the switch for turning on, and it controls the light and the wheel. And then you turn it off. So this is the water where you turn it on. So here, this is the 36, and then here's the 60. For this one, I'm just gonna do the back, it's not too rough, so I'm gonna start with the 60. So I get the water dripping, but not overspraying, but get the whole wheel wet. Here's the sponge for collecting the water. So you just want the whole wheel wet. You want to control the water. You don't want it to be filling up and overflowing. So you just want it to be dripping and getting it to be wet. And then you're going to the full surface, however much you want. Using the whole wheel. And then it's looking smoother already. You're not wanting to push into the wheel. You're just wanting to let the wheel do the work. And then at this point, you want to bring the sponge up, make sure the water's turned off. You know, you can go ahead and take the sponge out, bring the sponge out. And then we'll go to do the cleanup for each one. And go ahead and clean it as you go. Do not leave it for anyone else, and clean it before you move on. So what you do is you take the tray out and then dump it into the sink. You can grab one of the cleaner sponges, a little piece of paper towel. You don't need too much, just enough to dry things off. So you just want to dry the under area. Make sure it's clean underneath, the back and behind. And then go ahead and do the tray. Go ahead and dry it out. And dry under here. And then replace the tray. Most all of them have this tray underneath. I did not see that. And so that tray goes underneath, and it should be there from the beginning. So this helps catch things. This is to catch the water. And then, yeah, the wheel should be, you know, let it dry. If the sponge is wet, like I said, squeeze it out and then lift it up to dry. Okay, we're at the wheels now, and this is one of the roughest grits that you'd want to start with. So this is for the basic shaping, and then you move up through the grits to be able to then get to the polish. So here's this power on switch. The water is here, the light is here when you turn the power on. So go ahead and turn it on. And then we want to get the water so we're just enough where you feel it, as well as spreading across the wheel. So now it's spreading across the wheel. It's not overspraying, so you are able to just have enough water. So we're gonna go ahead and start grinding. So I put the light on it, and then I'm gonna start grinding. So going back and forth, using the whole wheel, and starting the shape. So here we go. So it's good to take the sharp edges off right at the beginning. And you're only pressing hard enough just to get it to grind away. You're not pushing into the wheel, you're just you're just pressing against it and letting the grinder do the work. I think I have a pretty good shape now, so I'm going to move up onto the next grit. But first of all, I'm going to rinse and clean up the grinder. So we're going to switch it off, spray it down. And then you can wipe it down. So we want to collect as much of the debris out of the tray before we rinse it down. That way nothing gets none of the hoses get blocked. We're able to just get most of the sediment out. And then if there's heavy grit in there, you can scoop it out. Just scoop it out, and then you could either put it in a paper towel, or we have buckets, or the trash right here. So you can just bring the trash over, scoop it out, put it directly into the trash. Okay? So I might give this one another quick rinse just for the next person, so it's nice and clean. And then I'll take the towel and go ahead and wipe it with the towel. So we really want the tops to be clean. So wipe the top, the sides, either side, the other top, the sides, and then, yeah, just get every surface that is like the top, side, and the tray, and the table right beside you. So now it's pretty much ready for the next person. So do that, as you move through the grits. That way, if someone's coming behind you, that it will, be ready for them. And then the towel goes back on here, and it can dry. There's a little bit more here. And the more we keep these clean, the more, it'll be great for everyone. So after the roughest grit, this is another really rough grit, so you'd move up to here. So with each step rinsing as you go, but the 80, 220, 240, 400. We have the duplicate here, so in case there's more than one person, the 800. And then with each time rinsing, and then as we come to this side, this is the resin wheels, and we really want the shape to not have any sharp edges or be ready for the polish. Okay, so now that I've gotten up to the 1200, this is pretty much the pre-polish. So at this point, we really want all the scratches to be pretty much gone at this point, and then we're just going to move on to the polish. So the 3000 is great for also the pre-polish step. So we would go from here, and then within each one, rinse it off, check it with a hair dryer, and then move up through the grits.